What is going on, guys? We are back with another video on the MRP Performance Maf Housing. So I have not started the car with this, so we are not sure if it makes a difference or not. Today we will be doing that, so we're going to give it a quick fire up here. The main difference between this Maf housing and the old one is this one actually might be a millimeter or two smaller, but it is a straight through Maf. It doesn't have any screens or anything on the front or the back side. So the air going in through it shouldn't have any restrictions whatsoever. From what I saw, it was supposed to have this kind of Maf on there. So we're gonna run it, we're gonna see what it does, and hopefully it all works out and we get max horsepowers. We'll go ahead and give the car a start up and see how it sounds. All right, now keep in mind, I did go ahead and clear the codes on the dash, and I also went ahead and unplug the battery so the car would go into like a hard reset, just so we can have the fuel trims not preset to another intake style. So it'll just, it's 100% learning how it is now. Sounds like the cam, because that's what a 276 cam is supposed to sound like, but I don't know, it doesn't sound happy. We'll try and give it a little gas and see if we can. Interesting. So it is basically warmed up. Let's blip the throttle. Straight up not happy. So that actually does change a whole lot with the fueling. I do have the MRP Performance screen, like honeycomb mesh, so we'll try and throw that in and see what happens, but I'd say the car is not happy with that. So the mesh material that I have is also from MRP Performance. I bought this actually a while ago, and it is just an aluminum mesh honeycomb style material, and we'll just cut out a 3-inch circle and we'll jam it in there, and hopefully this straightens out the airflow and kind of makes it a little bit less harsh on the MAF sensor, I guess. So this is just in place to kind of guide the air into like a nice straight path before it reaches the MAF. With the velocity stack, it's coming in from a wide area and going into a narrow area and kind of creating like a swooping motion through there, so I'm sure it's not getting a totally accurate flow of the air. So I guess that's what the issue is. I don't know, but we'll go ahead and try this method and see what happens. Okay guys, so I went ahead and cut out a few different pieces for the MAF. So this was my first draft, kind of got it, messed it up on the edges. I wasn't sure how I was going to keep it in the tube and keep it secured down so it does not get sucked into the turbo or into the motor or whatever, but I ended up going ahead and super gluing it in. So this was draft 1, and then this is draft 2, and as you guys can see, it looks super clean. I love how this one came out, and it honestly looks really cool in with the velocity stack. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this on the car Like I said, this one is super glued in, so it shouldn't come out or shouldn't go past the MAF sensor or where it's located right now. So it should just stay in place. But if it does move, I don't think it would get any further than the MAF sensor itself, so we're okay there. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw this back on the car here, and then we can start it up, see if the car is any happier and actually wants to rev. I think with the velocity stack, the air was just ramping down the bowl of it and kind of going in every which direction, so it's just ramping in and kind of not so stable. This thing totally just straightens out the air. Kind of defeats the purpose of even getting this. I think it might work a little bit better than my old setup, but I don't know. It seems kind of like I'm just getting an aluminum pipe. But we'll see if it does anything for the car. All right, so for the moment of truth, let's hope the car works a little bit better. So if we can rev the car and it won't stumble and do weird stuff and start breaking up on us, I think we can assume it's fixed. I'm gonna take the car out for a drive. I'll bring you guys with, and we'll be able to see. Hopefully it doesn't go into limp mode on us, but I think we should be okay. Open up a door before we die. So we are back from the drive. Everything went really well. I'm happy with how the car performed. It seemed a little bit faster, both up top near redline, it just kept pulling, and then down low, it was a little bit more responsive and crisp with the press of the throttle. So happy with that. And I think that it's coming from the velocity stack compared to the air filter that I had on there before. That AEM air filter was for a 2.75 inch pipe. So I was adapting from a 3-inch down to a 2.75. And that was turning into a restriction at that point, I assume, for that much boost that we were pushing. So opening that up made a big difference, as well as maybe the MAF housing as well. Not 100% sure on that, but we did see that it did make a difference, both with the air straightener and without. So it could have very well been the MAF housing that made all of the difference as well. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.